Welcome to our Learn EB5 video, in which we provide valuable summary information about the EB5 visa program to U.S. project developers and sponsors seeking EB5 investment capital. The video discusses many topics, and so to help you easily navigate, we've organized the video into the following 9 sections. What is the EB5 program? How does the EB5 program work? Why is EB5 popular with project developers and investors? How to structure an EB5 project. The role of EB5 regional centers. Create or affiliate with an EB5 regional center. Complete EB5 project documentation. EB5 investor requirements. Conclusion and invitation to our Learn EB5 seminar. What is the EB5 program? I'm Sam Silverman, Managing Partner of EB5 Affiliate Network, one of the largest, fastest-growing EB5 companies in the United States. We own and operate 15 USCIS-approved regional centers with a geographic coverage area of 21 states and provide best-in-class services across all aspects of the EB5 program, from project structuring to documentation. EB5 Affiliate Network has been recognized by industry peers as one of the most innovative EB5 companies in America. In this video, I will explain how the EB5 program works, how most EB5 projects are structured, and why the program is attractive for project sponsors, developers, and foreign investors. First, let's begin with the history of the EB5 visa program and how it is administered today by the U.S. government. The EB5 program was enacted by Congress in 1990 to stimulate the U.S. economy through job creation and capital investment by foreign investors. The Regional Center Pilot Program was enacted by Congress 2 years later, in 1992, as a temporary pilot program to allow investors to qualify for EB5 visas by investing through regional centers designated by the USCIS based on proposals for promoting economic growth. Since then, the program has expanded significantly and is now the most popular visa category for foreign investors seeking expedited permanent residency. The EB5 program is a federal program administered by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, which is a division of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The EB5 program provides a direct method of obtaining a permanent residence card, commonly referred to as a green card, for foreign nationals who invest money in the United States, stimulate the U.S. economy, and directly create new jobs. How the EB5 program works. To obtain conditional permanent residence through the EB5 program, a foreign investor must invest money into a new job-creating enterprise, or EB5 project, in the United States that creates at least 10 new full-time jobs. The money must remain at risk during the investment period until the investor completes the immigration process and the investor's green card becomes permanent. For this to happen, the 10 newly created jobs must exist for at least 2 years, and detailed records must be kept to verify this job creation has occurred. The minimum investment amount varies depending on the location of the EB5 project. If the project is located in a targeted employment area, or TEA, then the minimum investment amount is $500,000. If, however, the project is not located in a TEA, the minimum investment amount is $1 million. Currently, a TEA is defined as an area with an average unemployment rate at least 50% greater than the national average, or a rural area as determined by the USCIS. To determine whether a specific area qualifies as a TEA, please visit our free national TEA map at eb5an.com. There have been proposed changes to the minimum investment amounts. Please check our website and blog for up-to-date information on whether any changes have been enacted. Why is EB5 popular with project developers and investors? EB5 is popular with project developers because it presents a rare opportunity to access below-market investment capital for job-creating enterprises and make projects otherwise difficult to finance possible. But what causes EB5 capital to be an attractive financing option? The primary reason foreign nationals are interested in an EB5 project is to obtain a green card, and so most investors are willing to accept a lower financial rate of return on their investment in exchange. The lower cost of EB5 capital, therefore, makes EB5 financing an attractive alternative financing option. Investors, project sponsors, and the public benefit due to the win-win-win aspects of below-market overseas capital funding EB5 projects that create new jobs here in the United States. Structuring an EB5 project. So now that you know a little about EB5 and why it is a popular financing option, the next important question to answer is how are most EB5 projects structured? EB5 investment projects are structured in two ways, as direct investments and as regional center investments. Since the vast majority of EB5 projects are structured as regional center investments, that is what we will focus on in this video. An EB5 regional center project's success depends largely on three factors. First, sponsorship by a USCIS-approved regional center. Second, a complete set of EB5 compliant project-specific offering documents. And third, eligible EB5 investors. We'll discuss each of these elements next. Role of EB5 regional centers. First, we will cover regional centers. An EB5 regional center is a USCIS designation or license for a specific geographic coverage area that allows the holder to sponsor EB5 projects within the approved geographic region. The primary reason most EB5 projects are structured as regional center investments is due to the favorable treatment of job creation for projects sponsored by approved regional centers. An EB5 project sponsored by a regional center is allowed to count the direct, indirect, and induced jobs that result from the development of the EB5 project and the expenditure of EB5 investment capital and other capital within the investment region. For example, if the EB5 project is an investment to develop a new hotel, the capital expenditures on the construction of the building and the operating revenues once the hotel is open will both count toward the project's EB5 eligible job creation. Job creation is often calculated using official economic impact multipliers such as RIMS-2 or IMPLAN, which forecast the economic impact of expenditures and revenue creation by industry category. Multipliers allow for an economist to estimate the full impact of certain expenditures and revenues by including all direct, indirect, and induced jobs that occur due to the project. For example, imagine a hotel project in Miami, Florida, in which the total hard construction cost is $25 million. The construction will create many jobs, not just for the workers on site, but also for all of the workers in the suppliers, transportation, and various other capacities that make the construction on the project site possible. Assume the RIMS-2 multiplier for hard construction spend in Miami-Dade County is 16 jobs for every $1 million spent. This multiplier includes all direct and indirect jobs from the construction of the project. Given these figures, we can estimate the project will create 400 EB5 eligible jobs, assuming the project stays on budget and spends the $25 million on hard construction costs. This same framework is applied for hotel revenues once hotel operations have stabilized. For verification of projected job creation, the regional center provides receipts and invoices which must show the USCIS that the projected expenditures actually took place, so that each investor is credited with his or her 10 required jobs. Favorable job calculation, along with easier tracking and documentation, are the main reasons most EB5 projects today are structured as regional center projects. To instantly estimate EB5 job creation for any potential EB5 project, please visit our free EB5 job calculator at eb5an.com. Create or affiliate with an EB5 regional center. Two options exist when structuring an EB5 regional center project. First, the project developer can apply for its own regional center designation, allowing it to sponsor projects. And second, a project developer can affiliate with an existing regional center. Each option has its pros and cons. For setting up a new regional center, the pros are that the developer owns the license outright and can sponsor an unlimited number of EB5 projects within the approved geographic area. The main downsides are higher upfront costs and long USCIS processing times for regional center approval, with no guaranteed processing time. For project sponsors that want complete control of the EB5 process and have a long-term pipeline of projects, starting a regional center is a good choice. For affiliating with an existing EB5 regional center, the benefits are an expedited EB5 fundraising timeline, lower upfront costs, and the benefit of working with an experienced and professional EB5 regional center operator who can help guide you through the EB5 process. The cons are that normally, the project developer must affiliate with a regional center separately for each EB5 project it pursues. Also, the total fees are likely to be more expensive in the long run compared to setting up a new regional center. Complete EB5 project documentation. The second major component of an EB5 regional center project is the complete set of EB5 project-specific documents. These include the project's EB5 Matter of Hope compliant business plan, economic impact or job creation report, private placement memorandum or PPM, loan agreement or stock purchase agreement, and new commercial enterprise entity and manager documentation. Let's consider once more our hypothetical hotel project in Miami, Florida. Let's say the project is to develop a new Marriott hotel in downtown Miami, Florida. The first document is the EB5 Matter of Hope Compliant Business Plan, which explains exactly how the proposed investment meets the criteria of the EB5 program and demonstrates how EB5 investments will remain at risk and create the required 10 jobs per investor. The second document is the Economic Impact Report, which shows how the project's capital expenditures, in this case construction costs, and projected operating revenues will create a sufficient number of EB5 jobs for the investors. We've already calculated that this project would create 400 jobs, and so it can support a maximum of 40 EB5 investors. 400 jobs divided by 10 jobs per person equals 40 investors. Looking at this from a different perspective, the project can take on $20 million of EB5 investment capital if the project is located in a TEA, or $40 million if the project is not in a TEA. The next document is the Private Placement Memorandum, or PPM, which is a disclosure document to potential investors summarizing the EB5 transaction, the terms of the investment, the risks associated with the investment, and key information regarding the management and control of the EB5 investment funds. Many projects use a partnership structure for the new commercial enterprise, or NCE, which means that if the project is raising $20 million worth of EB5 capital, a new limited partnership will be formed. For example, EB5 Hotel Fund Miami, which will have 40 limited partners, each an EB5 investor, and one general partner or manager of the fund. Each EB5 investor subscribes as a limited partner to the fund and invests $500,000 plus any administrative fee, which is determined by the general partner. Then once the EB5 fund accumulates a certain amount of EB5 capital, it makes a loan or equity investment into the Job Creating Enterprise, or JCE. The JCE is typically the entity that owns the land and is also the entity responsible for the construction and development of the project. At the end of the investment period, the Job Creating Enterprise repays the loan to the EB5 fund, which then returns the investment capital and any accumulated returns to investors. Or, if an equity investment, the investors can choose to sell or retain their individual stake in the JCE. EB5 investor requirements. The final component of an EB5 Regional Center investment is finding the desired number of EB5 investors. To be eligible for the EB5 program, an investor must be a foreign national that meets the immigration requirements determined by USCIS. For the purposes of the EB5 program, an EB5 investor is defined as up to an entire family unit, which means that an entire family, husband, wife, and children under age 21 at the time of application, will be considered a single EB5 investor, and so only one required investment is needed, no matter how many members of the family are applying for green cards. EB5 investments must be comprised of legally obtained funds, and investors must submit a documented source of funds accounting that shows the lawful source of the required capital. Many EB5 investors receive capital gifts from parents and relatives used for EB5 investment, which are allowed provided there is proper documentation of where these funds originated. It is important for an investor to consult an immigration attorney regarding these requirements and other requirements under the EB5 program. Conclusion and Learn EB5 Seminar Invitation. Thank you for your attention. I hope this has helped you gain a better understanding of the EB5 program. For additional information, please visit eb5an.com, where you can download our new EB5 guidebook completely free. In it, you'll find more than 500 frequently asked EB5 questions and a Chinese investor survey. I'd also like to invite you to our upcoming Learn EB5 seminar on October 6th in New York City at the Yale Club. You can purchase tickets and learn more at learn-eb5.com.